After 4 years of heavy use, the porch light switches on both sides of our trailer have started to act up. They work intermittently, and I've determined it is a switch problem. There's nothing wrong with the light fixture, so I'm just going to change these out today. It's not necessary to remove the fixture for this job. We just need to remove the switch. For that, I'm going to use this putty knife that has a pretty sharp edge. Just place it between the switch flange and the body of the light. Just give it a twist. There we go. That's one side. That's the other side. And there it is. So what's happened over time, there's been some water intrusion, and the switch is just, I'm sure, corroded inside. Next, we need to strip off the insulation. I'm going to use a pocket knife for that. And I have a pair of small needle nose pliers. There we go, that's one. I'm just slitting this insulation from one end to the other, and then grab a hold of a loose edge and then just pull it off. There we go. There's no real need to turn off the power to this light. If these two ends short to each other, it's simply going to turn on the light. I looked into replacing these with different light fixtures. I couldn't find anything with a waterproof switch, which is what this light really needs. And the ones that I looked at, I just didn't like the looks of them. They didn't go well with the design of the bean. I really like this oval shape, the amber lens, and the LED. They throw a nice amount of light for the campsite, but not so bright as to be annoying. So I decided to just upgrade the switch rather than change the entire fixture. Now I need to desolder the wires from these connectors. I'm going to use a soldering pin for that. And just lay that on the connector until the solder breaks free. So we want to remove the excess solder that's on the ends of this wire. We simply heat it up, give it a little flip, and the solder will fly off. Here we go. We want those clean enough to fit into the new connectors. That's it. I'm going to be installing two of these female spade connectors, and they are size 0.187, which is slightly smaller in width than what your typical push connector is. I'm going to trim off just a tiny bit more of the jacket of this wire, just to give myself a little more bare wire to crimp to. There we go. It's nice and tight. Just make sure that our wire is centered and pushed well into the socket. Then give it a good solid crimp. And that's it. Now it's a simple matter of pushing these connectors onto our switch. It doesn't matter which wire goes to which connecting end, and I'm just going to put the on side of the switch towards the door. Use the needle nose pliers to help grab this connector and slide it up into place. There's one. And the other. Okay. Make sure that the connectors are pushed all the way in and that this jacket is flush with the back of the switch. Give it a test. That works great. Before I reinsert the switch, I'm going to add this silicone waterproof boot. It just simply slips over the flange of the switch. And it looks like so. I'm also going to apply a little bit of silicone sealant to this perimeter of the silicone boot, sparingly, right along this edge. And I believe that will just help to get a nice seal up against the plastic housing of the light itself. Now that I have the sealant around the perimeter of that silicone boot, I can press this switch up into place. And it simply snaps in. There it is. Now we'll let that sealant cure and we're done. So we've kept this nice original light fixture and added a waterproof switch that should make it last for many years.